And we're live.
Oh man, I love Yellowstone. I can't believe I let it sit on the shelf for so long. You recommended Yellowstone, or you said you were watching it at least and enjoying it somewhat. I saw it the other night because I have whatever channel it's on. I can't remember. It's either
Plex.
Paramount Network.
Is it on the Peacock Network with NBC?
I think it's the AMC thing. I think I have AMC,
Okay.
which is also where The Walking Dead is. I'm sure you know that, Woody.
That's on Netflix, actually.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, I've really been digging it. This is the Kevin Costner show where he has like the biggest ranch in Montana, which is seemingly the size of Rhode Island,
Yes.
and that's literally stated. I haven't caught exactly how many acres it is, but they mentioned sort of frivolously that, oh yeah, that's the year we added 200,000 acres. So the ranch is at least, I would think, 500,000 acres. Maybe it's stated at some point. It's gigantic. And he has so many enemies because he has this much land. Everybody wants to take it from him because it's such beautiful land. The Native American tribe nearby, they want to like turn it back into what it used to be, right? They want to go backwards with the land. The developers want to do the opposite. They want to develop the land into second homes, and one guy wants to build a fucking casino. And
did you say what state it was already?
Montana. And apparently it's about 750,000 acres. Is
I don't
roughly.
even know how big that is.
I can't fathom it because Brent's place is 80,000 acres, and that blows your mind. So this is like that. This is like when someone explains to you just how big Jupiter is,
right?
And then they go
can't comprehend it.
and then they explain to you that like 80,000 Jupiters fit inside the sun, and you were like, no.
Wait till we get to the universe. No, don't go that far.
My
I'm
fucking
gonna
head explodes like I'm watching like something out of Scanners. It's I can't imagine it. So yeah, an enormous amount of property, the size of a state, you know. And he's got these cowboys that work for him who are almost like a militia or an army. I said this before the show. It's a combination of Bonanza and Sons of Anarchy. And I was so proud of myself for coming up with that because that's exactly what it is. Bonanza is the story of a guy who owns. Bonanza is a guy about.
I haven't seen Bonanza either. First, explain to us everything about Bonanza.
Here's Bonanza. Here's Bonanza in 10 seconds. Here's Bonanza in 10 seconds. A Western TV show about Ben Cartwright, who owns the biggest ranch in Texas, and his 3 sons, and all the things they have to do to hold their land and keep it safe. And Western TV show.
Sure.
And it's that combined with Sons of Anarchy, because like these guys don't wear they essentially wear gang like uniforms, right? Like after a while you're like, y'all all seem to look the same. And one of the characters is even like, I'm so tired. He names like a brand of boots that I looked up. They're $12,000, Lucchesi or something. Like, I'm so tired of your Lucchesi boots and your Stetson hats and your bullshit redneck whimsical nonsense. They hate it because like all these guys are like Carhartts and fucking Wranglers and cowboy hats, and most of them are criminals. And at first I was really worried about Kevin Costner's character because it's like, oh my God, this enemy owns a casino and he's the president of the tribe, which means he's like the chief essentially, but more so in a business manner. He's God, like because on tribal land, none of that federal law shit applies anymore. So you can just kind of do what you want with no oversight. So he's that guy. He's that powerful, and he wants the guy's land. And then there's the developer who's seemingly worth like maybe hundreds of millions of dollars, who wants to like suck the river dry. But then you realize, wait a minute, Kevin Costner is the scariest guy on this whole fucking show. He's just dead inside, and those cowboys that work for him are killers. They're all killers. Like
when you said some of them are criminals, I'm like, well, actually being criminal is part of the job, it seems.
Yeah, they're all criminals.
The least criminal cowboy was an ex-con who had been in prison for 7 years.
He did his time.
A cowboy joins. He just has, they pick him up outside of prison. He's like, what were you in there for, cowboy? Manslaughter. Did 7 years. Well, come on, then. Let's go to the ranch. Like, hires him. And like when they get to the ranch, they hire him. He has to go through some, I won't spoil it, but he has to go through some stuff to even get there. He's got to go through a little rite of passage.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want him to like do crime. And he's like, I'm here to be a cowboy. I don't want to do no crime. And like he's like, you gonna do crime while you here. If I tell you to do crime, you gonna do crime. It's
Oh,
like,
and by the way, you can never leave.
and he's like, well, I'm leaving. And he starts walking away like you would. And the boss, like Kevin Costner and his son drive up and they're like, hey, where are you going? He's like, well, I'm here to be a cowboy. He's like, that's all we need you to be. He's like, well, that ain't what I hear up down there at the bunkhouse. They tell me they don't need some other stuff from me. He's like, well, don't listen to that shit. Turn around and head on back to the bunkhouse. You don't have to. But then the next episode, they're like, we're going to need you to do some illegal shit. He's like, how illegal? Barely. And like when they're done doing it, they're like, by the way, you're implicated in a murder now because of what you just did for us. He's like, wait, what? Yeah, your fingerprints are on everything now. So
they intentionally set him up to take the fall for this crime, which is murder, so that he knows now he really, really can't leave.
Now he really has to leave.
I mean, that was just
like
them hedging their bets.
Yeah, I promise. Now he's got to get out of the state. He's got to get gone.
I think the motivation behind framing him for this murder
now you got to stay forever.
Was that we will drop the dime on you if we can't trust you or don't like the way you're behaving.
Yeah, perhaps so. Yeah. In any case, I really recommend it if you like Westerns. And there's a lot of drama going on, and his daughter is really fucking hot. I like his daughter.
And slutty.
She is
actually.
She's not slutty.
She pretends to be.
She's provocative.
Is she chaste?
No. She's got a dude that she is like.
No, she fucks repeatedly on the show, but she pretends that lots of people have a chance, but they don't.
Yeah, the one guy really has a chance, and he's barely got a chance. And he's the biggest, toughest. He's the hoss.
What do you mean barely has a chance? He rails her all the time.
Yeah, but like
sounds like he's
wait for her to come. He could never go to her, I think, and get laid. He's got to wait till she's horny and comes to like almost rape him.
He's still fucking.
She's like pulling out her like she's getting naked in her daddy's house. He works for daddy. He is the big scary dude. He's the scariest of the dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what are you doing? She's like, you can either walk down the hall or you can come back here and fuck me. And he's like, well,
I suppose.
So they have a nice violent fuck in the bedroom. And she says something like, your dick's always smaller than I remember.
I didn't remember that line.
It's like, I guess it's just nostalgia.
Can you imagine the UTIs they dealt with? Fucking with like a dusty dick.
Oh, this is modern day. I'm sorry I didn't mention that.
Okay.
This is now.
Yeah,
he has 750,000 acres now.
He drives a helicopter all the time.
He has a helicopter that he flies around and fucks with people.
I've been picturing Old West the entire time.
So. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have said that. Yeah, it's real good.
It's a pretty good show. Again,
and his son. He has one son who is literally a Navy SEAL. He was in the Navy.
Which one?
In Casey.
Yeah, where they make the seals.
The wild kid with the long hair who's always in trouble.
The one that married that smoking hot Indian chick?
Smoking hot Pocahontas, yeah. Hot. Yeah, he's literally a Navy SEAL.
I didn't catch that about him.
Well, they mentioned many times he joined the Navy, and then they also mentioned that he had been behind in Pakistan where he's not supposed to be taking out high value targets, and that's SEAL team stuff if he's in the Navy.
Okay.
And then like his shooting skills, like
that I got. I was like, why is this guy fucking whoever Will Smith played in Justice
fucking
League?
Deadshot or some shit?
Yeah.
Deadeye.
I don't know, but I'm trying not to spoil anything, but he finds himself in self-defense situations, Deadshot, all the time. And good God, he is fine. He comes out of them repeatedly with no trouble, except for maybe some legal problems.
That's the other, and his other son, Kevin Costner's other son, brilliant lawyer, sent him to Harvard.
Doesn't get any respect for some reason.
And they clearly there's a flashback where he's like, son, I'm gonna need you to become something that I can use to defend all of this. He's like, what's that mean, Daddy? I need you to be a lawyer. You're going to Harvard. But I didn't apply to Harvard. Well, I applied for you. And guess what? You got in. What a coincidence. He's like, isn't that in Boston? Yep. So you're going to go to Boston. You're going to become a lawyer. And go back here and you're going to handle all my legal fees for free forever. So whenever when the Navy SEAL goes out and murders a couple people, the lawyer steps in and just like cleans it all up. And it's this never ending thing where like they are so bulletproof. Kevin Costner is to like There's a scene where he punches the sheriff in the nose, and it's hilarious. He's like, "You son of a bitch," and just like lays the sheriff out, and the sheriff just goes, "Fuck, I'm sorry."
That's
Right.
real power. Hitting a cop and them apologizing to you.
Yeah, right.
You have to be like
Yellowstone's pretty
truly
cool.
cream of the crop
Yeah,
billionaire. for
good
that.
show. I highly recommend it. There's 3 seasons. I'm almost done with the 2nd season. It's fairly violent. Were there titties when you watched? Like,
I don't remember. I want to say there was a little of that like implied titties. The
All right.
show I'm watching now, they always like, dude, they fuck. They fuck. She's clearly bottomless, but the angle is such that like you're not
it's
seeing,
impossible.
anything great, and she's wearing a bra, and it's like, how did they make this like bottomless, her riding cowgirl scene almost TV safe?
So I would bet that there are multiple cuts of Yellowstone. So I'm watching, I think, on AMC, which is probably AMC Network, which has it, I think, something like that. I've got full titties, like the daughter who's like kind of slutty. I have seen everything but her vagina. Like there's a scene. Was there a scene that you saw where she gets at she's having a bad day and she goes and she gets in like a horse trough and takes a bath outside?
Yes,
drink-
yeah, I saw that, and yeah, and you're right, I did see her topless. You know who else I saw topless? Did you meet the girl that lives in the bunkhouse with the boys?
Yes.
Yeah, I distinctly remember her being straight up topless, and 10 out of 10 camel toe in those panties.
Well, yeah, I noticed the camel toe as well, and the white panties right when she got into the bunkhouse, and she did a little hip wiggle thing to pull her pants down, and it was full camel toe. I got it. I'm a camel toe connoisseur.
I know you are. You've sent me
Oh, so I
many
forgot who I
pictures.
was talking to for a moment.
Woody,
Of
you
course
fool! You don't realize you're in the presence of a true analyst.